Hi, my name's Sera Milano and I'm the author of This Can Never Not Be Real and Vile Stars, which is out in March 2022. This Can Never Not Be Real is a minute-by-minute account of a terror attack on a small-town local festival following 5 teenagers with nothing in common who'll have to depend on each other in order to survive the night. And I'm going to read a little bit of it for you now. Chapter 2. Peaches. People were falling, twisting suddenly where they stood and tumbling to the ground. I couldn't understand what was happening. The fireworks were going off right above me. All I could hear were their echoes in my head. And all I could see was that, scattered through the crowd, people were falling. Not like dominoes chasing each other down. It was one here, another there. Random. I thought it must be some sort of joke. A flash mob. Something planned. Joe. What the hell? I was getting to my feet by then, putting a hand out to Doug to pull him up because there was this girl staggering towards us doing that... You know that zombie walk cliche you see in bad horror movies? Arms out, reaching without knowing what they're reaching for. She was doing that. Violet. There was a noise like a firecracker, except so loud it seemed as though it had exploded right beside my ear. Eddie clutched my hand. I'd told him the fireworks were too far away to be frightening. Joe. She reached out towards us, me and Sam and Doug, and her chest was soaked red-black. Ellie. There was a shove from behind me, hard enough to knock the breath out of my chest. It wasn't just one person. All at once, everyone surged forwards. I was slammed against the barrier. Peaches. As everyone pushed to one side or the other, all that was left to mark the path that had been carved through the crowd were the sprawled bodies of the ones who couldn't run any more. And at the end of the trail, 2 of them, both in black, hooded, with scarves tied up over the lower part of their faces. They had huge guns in their hands, rifles or something. The kind you hardly think are real because you only see them in movies and games. I couldn't tell you anything about them, not how old they were or the colour of their skin. From where I was, they looked tiny and world-changing, all at once. Turning, they picked a new direction each and started firing again, making new paths. Violet. Eddie was squeezing my hand so tight. Then he let go. Joe. Doug reached her first. I was thinking, I know her, she's in the year below. Couldn't remember her name, though, and for some reason my mind was stuck on that. Her name. I know it now from the photos, but she looked so confused. Can we help? Can I... She fell forward into Doug's arms. Sam looked at me, his eyes all whites in terror. I was going for my phone. It's what you do when you've just seen someone die. You call for help. Ellie. People were climbing over the barriers, climbing over me to get over them. In the panic, I couldn't even begin to figure out where the noise was coming from. Having only one working ear is a recipe for distorted perspective. Every sound seemed like it was coming from the right. Instinct more than reason pushed me to move left, away from it, to see if I could get over the barrier myself. I tried to reach for Jess's arm to bring her with me, but she shoved her elbow into my shoulder, then her hand against the side of my face, clasping my jaw in a clammy grip as she kicked her way up and over. She didn't look down to see if I was following. Something hot spattered the back of my neck. Peaches. Everyone rushed at the stage in a tight pack that can only have made them easier to pick off. The band hid behind their instruments. I watched them crawl off to the sides. Stone spiraled to the ground in a dramatic twirl and dragged himself low across the floor. Ellie. It was like I was still dancing, except it wasn't me moving my limbs. I was being pushed one way, then pulled in the other, a marionette without strings. Joe. It happened in a second, it seemed like. That girl, Hannah, her name was Hannah, she fell and everyone was screaming, the whole field was. Watching it felt like going insane. It didn't make more sense when I saw the last of them, a dark figure with a weapon in his hands, but it felt clearer somehow. I felt clear and cold. There was someone shooting, a dead girl in Dog's arms. We were backed against a wall. Nobody said anything. We ran. That's it. Thank you very much. I hope you read and enjoy it.